Fallout. Darkest Hour. Chapter 5. Alice leads Annabelle, Gilbert and Dogmeat down a road with houses on either side. After explaining Alice's situation to them, Annabelle agreed to help. Alice, wrapped up in her green leather jacket, carries Billy's backpack now with limited supplies. Annabelle still wears her leather armor over the tanned long johns. Gilbert remains at the back in his worn trench coat. His backpack, no longer full of junk, contains a hammer, sleeping bag, as well as some food and water they picked up before leaving the market.
Tell us everything you know about the Vikings and their base.
Like what?
I don't know. How many are there?
A few.
How many is a few?
I never stopped to count.
She doesn't give the most detailed answers.
She's doing her best.
They're a large group.
Too many for us to take on.
With our machete and baseball bat.
I suppose we should have bought weapons when we were back at the market.
Too late now.
Best to use stealth. That's how we escaped.
How did you escape?
An old pipe out of the building.
Maybe we could use that to get back in.
Should be able to.
What is their base like?
It's a water treatment plant.
If that place still works, they'll have an unlimited supply of purified water.
Have we still got a way to go? It's already dark. We've been traveling for hours.
There's a house we stayed at. It's safe.
Better to stay in a place we know is safe than a place that's out in the open.
Well, how much further is this house?
Not far. Just up ahead.
I think there's something moving.
Further along the road, the houses on the right-hand side are replaced with trees. 2 bloat flies, mutated flies that have been bloated as if they're about to burst. Their bellies glow green, and they fly around a mutated fox. With nothing but skin and bone, the mutated fox looks close to death. Boils cover patches of its body. Red veins grow towards its pure red pupils, almost bursting out of its eyes. The fox stands its ground over its dinner on the tarmac.
I'll deal with this.
Gilbert, holding his machete, overtakes Annabelle. Dogmeat runs up, joining Gilbert.
I think she wants to help you.
Wonderful.
As they get closer, Dogmeat jumps and tackles the fox. The two begin rolling around, fighting, while Gilbert swings his weapon at the bloat flies. He kills each one with a single swing, before turning around to see Dogmeat standing over the dead fox. Gilbert looks down at the pavement to see what the creatures were fighting over.
You're gonna want to see this.
Annabelle and Alice walk over to see a partially eaten corpse of a Viking.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
Annabelle holds the back of her hand to her mouth, trying not to be sick. They notice the blood from the corpse leaves a trail towards the trees.
The fox was probably dragging it when the bloat flies attacked.
Could be one of Ghost Clan.
Wrong colors.
Huh?
The Ghost Clan are black and white. His colors are red and black.
They wear different colors?
So they can tell members apart.
From out of the bushes, Dogmeat appears, looking at the group before disappearing again.
She's probably found something.
The 3 of them follow Dogmeat through the bushes. The trail of blood goes in the same direction, leading to a campsite near a big tree. Next to the old fire, they discover another Viking's corpse, with the same colors, but this one, a female. The trail of blood ends at the tree.
Guess this is where the fox was dragging him from.
Must have been their friend. Killed by the fox.
I don't think the fox did it.
Each finger on the corpse has been removed, and currently lay in a pile on the ground. The nails from each finger have been ripped off. Stab marks hide the color of her eyes. Around her throat is dried blood from where it's been sliced.
Someone tortured them.
We should keep moving.
Whoever did this could still be out there.
The house is just up ahead.
Lead the way.
Let's get the meat off the animals first. Cook it, and we've got dinner sorted.
Just hurry up. We really don't want to be spending too much time around here.
Unnerved by what they've discovered, the group continues making their way up the road towards the small run-down house. As they go through the front door, they look around, wondering if the place is still safe. The open room is almost empty. A dirt rug lays on the floor between a smashed-in television and an old sofa. Further near the back of the room is a cooking station and a pyramid of cans near the back door. Annabelle bends down next to Dogmeat.
Hey girl, can you see if this place is safe?
Dogmeat runs around the ground floor before making her way upstairs and finally returning back to Annabelle.
Place seems to be safe. We'll leave at first light.
Gilbert sits down next to the cooking station and pulls out the meat from the bloatflies and the fox.
We need to start collecting water.
You're right. We won't have enough for the journey back. I'll have a look around for any empty bottles.
No rush, we're here all night. Just need to pass the time. Alice, you're not much of a talker, but you must have some stories.
With Gilbert's eyes staring at Alice, she looks away, not wanting to talk. Days ago, Alice stands next to Edward and 5 guards inside a large boathouse at Moreton Docks. Alice still dressed in the same clothes and a Pip-Boy on her left wrist. Edward wearing his red jacket over a turtleneck sweater, as well as his worn black trousers. He has a handwritten sign reading, Sanctuary.
Just smell that fresh sea air. Nothing quite like it.
Edward looks to Alice, expecting a response, but gets nothing.
Recruiting will be good for you, Alice. Meet people with so many wonderful stories. Might even get you out of your shell.
How long do we have to stand here?
We've got 2 ships arriving soon. One from America, one from Australia. The passengers will come in here looking for new homes. We'll interview them and decide who to take back with us. It takes as long as it takes.
The double doors open, and an overweight man wearing sailor clothes walks through and calls back behind him. On the other side of the doors are a crowd of people making their way off the ship, along the dock, and into the boathouse.
Through these doors, you'll meet people from different settlements. Talk to them and find a place you'll like to join. I wouldn't recommend venturing out on your own.
The passengers enter and start filling up the boathouse. The large area is mostly clear. Any crates and sailing gear have been moved to the side, allowing the recruiters to have their own space. The passengers make their way around, talking to residents from different settlements.
So tell me, what brings you over here?
I wanted to give my family a fresh start.
Why a fresh start?
Well,
Jody, our stepmom was a bitch. She walked out on Dad in the middle of the night. Just left us. No goodbye, no note.
Olivia, you shouldn't say that.
What? It's true.
It's not nice. You shouldn't bring it up in front of Dad.
He's a man, he can take it.
girls, that's enough.
But
I said that's enough. As you can guess, we've got some things to bury. A fresh start is something we need.
You're more than welcome to join us at Sanctuary. What's your name?
Ich brauche Hilfe. Können Sie mir helfen?
Sorry, I don't understand you.
Etwas zu essen. Ein Bett. Hilfe.
I think that's German. English. Do you understand English?
Dummer Kerl. Der hilft nicht im geringsten.
The woman, frustrated with Edward, throws the end of her scarf over her shoulder and moves on to another group. A man with golden locks flowing from his head quickly takes her place.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Name's Irwin. And what brings you to England, Irwin? I've been getting a tally of all the wildlife back home since I was a young fella. Bitzer, mozzie, freshies, honey budgies. Managed to bag myself a pearl of salt doll too. Biggest threat we got down in Oz. Now I'm here after something bigger. What's a salt dial? She's a mudded reptile, mate. Absolutely massive. Lives in salt water, but she's been known to crawl up on the dry. Whole back end looks like the old red and brown. Seen people walk the path on them, think they found themselves a personal island. Didn't end well for a mate, let me tell you that much. I'm not so sure you'll be a good fit for us. Yeah, right. How do you figure that one, champion? You want to go out and fight. We don't do that. Nah, that's your problem, mate. You're too busy trying to survive. You don't take your time to live the dream. Well, enjoy your daisy chaining then, mate. I want to go see a man about a rat scorpion.
Edward continues talking to the other residents until everyone has found a settlement.
This has been good. How many have we got now?
58, including us and the guards.
58. That's good.
And what about this sanctuary? Can it feed all of us?
We currently have 170 people. Massive farm that needs more hands to tend to it. You couldn't have picked a better place. Alice, ready to go?
There's a child hiding.
What? Where?
Alice points to a child hiding among cargo inside the boathouse. They're wrapped up in a blue hoodie that's pulled over her face.
Wait here. I'll be right back.
Edward makes his way over to the child and bends down to her.
Hello. My name is Edward. What's yours?
The head turns and from underneath the hoodie, a pair of innocent blue eyes look at Edward.
Billy.
May I ask why you're hiding?
I was on the ship. I wasn't meant to be.
I was sneaking off when I got spotted. I ran and they started chasing me.
Why did you choose to sail to England?
My dad wanted us to come over. He only had enough purified water for one ticket, so I sneaked on.
I can help you find him. What does he look like?
He died on the journey over. They threw his body overboard.
Well, you are more than welcome to join us.
How did you find me?
I didn't. My friend Alice did.
Edward points to Alice and Billy sees her for the first time.
Yeah, I'll join you.
As Edward and Billy walk back to the group, the overweight sailor in a stained, dirty white sweater comes towards Edward. The sailor's brown eyes are fixed on Billy, who looks extremely worried.
Edward, thank you for finding her. She was hiding aboard the ship for the whole journey.
I think you may be mistaken.
I am most certainly not. I saw her with my own eyes.
You might want to get your eyes checked. Billy here's been part of my settlement for months now.
Billy looks up towards Edward, surprised that someone would like to protect her. Suddenly, another sailor with a limp bursts through the door, leading towards town.
Super mutants in the dogs! I thought you ought to know. Oh.
The sailor falls onto the floor, face pressed against the cold, damp wooden planks, as a group of super mutants burst into the boathouse.
Humans!
Sanctuary, with me! Out the back!
As everyone in the boathouse starts to panic, Edward grabs Billy's hand and runs towards the back door that leads out to the storage rooms. Most of his recruits, as well as others, follow Edward. As they get into the next room, Edward stops at the doors and everyone continues to enter, filling up most of the free space. He looks out into the main boathouse to see the slaughter unfolding before his eyes. Unable to help, Edward closes the double doors.
I can't lock the door! Go through to the next room!
We can't! You need a key!
Guards, hold this door!
Edward's 5 guards hold the main door shut. Edward forces his way through the crowd towards the next door. He starts trying to pick the lock with a bobby pin. Suddenly, the main door is forced open a crack, with a super mutant trying to get through.
Scream for mercy!
Sie brechen durch!
People try to flee, but with nowhere to go, they force Edward against the door, unable to continue picking the lock. Alice, stuck in a sea of people, puts her hands over her head in an attempt to protect herself.
Step back and give me a minute.
Suddenly, the door opens and Edward sees Billy on the other side. He pushes through and pulls her to the side as people descend into the room trying to escape.
How did you do that?
There's a vent. I crawled through and unlocked the door.
You just saved our lives.
As the room begins filling up, Billy gets separated from Edward. Beginning to get forced against the wall, she starts climbing the shelves to avoid getting crushed. On the top shelf, she gets a bird's eye view of the room. The room has a single door with no way out. A single guard comes through the door, shouting at Edward.
Edward, we need to close the door.
People are still out there.
The mutants are here. It's too late for the others. We don't close it now, we're all dead.
Billy watches as the door is forced closed, trapping 20 people with the super mutants. Their screams overpower the cries from the survivors. She looks around to see Alice connecting her Pip-Boy up to a robot lying on the floor. Billy watches Alice, trying to work out what she's trying to do.
Hostiles detected.
The robot is activated. The red from its laser slowly turns on. Before anyone realizes it, begins using its hands to slaughter the people inside the room. Alice, safely hidden in the corner, continues tapping at her Pip-Boy until the robot suddenly stops. Edward looks to Alice, who is taking the Pip-Boy cable out of the robot.
Alice! What did you do?
I fixed it.
That thing is an assaultron, a killing machine.
Robot, super mutants outside the door. Can you kill them?
I have been programmed not to kill.
Bloody machine. You were doing it moments ago.
My programming has been changed.
Bradley starts walking over to Alice.
What did you do to that thing?
She stopped at killing. Robot, can you find us another way out?
Affirmative.
The assaultron turns and starts using its laser to blow a hole in the wall. Once a hole has been made, the robot goes through. Everyone stays in place, unsure if they should follow. Alice turns to Edward.
The screams have stopped.
Edward turns towards the door. With no screams, the slaughter must have stopped. Everyone remains fixed in place, until a super mutant starts smashing through the door with a sledgehammer.
Humans!
Outside! Now!
Everyone tries to escape as the super mutants enter the room. Alice is the first to leave. Billy jumps off the shelves just in front of the hole, grabs Edward by the arm, and starts dragging him out.
Come on!
I have to help!
Edward is forced outside by Billy, and a few people behind him. The one remaining guard pulls out her pistol and starts shooting. She She backs away to the other side of the room with no escape, unaware she's about to be forced into a corner. Bradley leads his girls towards the hole as something pulls him down. He looks behind to see a woman grabbing his leg.
Bitte helft mir.
Bradley pauses for a moment. His children pop into his head. He starts kicking her away so he can escape with his children. As Bradley gets to his feet, a super mutant grabs the German woman's scarf and drags her back. Bradley grabs Grace and Olivia and forces them outside through the hole. As they arrive outside, a round object lands in front of them and slowly rolls. At first glance, it looks like a rock, but after a few seconds, Bradley recognizes the face of the German woman. He quickly covers Grace and Olivia's eyes and forces them to keep moving.
Don't worry, girls. I'll protect you.
Edward, Bradley, and assistants are locked back up in the same room inside Ghost Clan's base. The three of them are in chains again. Edward and Bradley are on the floor, while assistants is standing.
Well, it's been an adventurous few days.
Is that really all you have to say?
Well, it has been.
My daughters are dead, and you say it's been adventurous?
A lot of people have died over the last few days. Alice and Billy escaped.
Into God knows what. Probably more Vikings.
It's not all Vikings. There are settlements. People can help them.
Like who?
Lots.
Really? Name some.
Well, the big three have gotten smaller since the war ended.
And who are the big three?
Well, there was Parliament. Small numbers now. Phoenix. Haven't heard anything from them, but I'm sure they're still out there.
Sounds like they're all dead.
There's also the Children of Adam.
Children of Adam? Those freaks made it all the way over here?
You have them in America as well.
Yeah, they're a bunch of psychopaths. It's a bloody cult.
Well, they're not psychopaths. They're actually really nice people.
Nice?
Well, yes, they supply food and water to people who need it. You can always have shelter with them. They don't kill and, well, they only seek to help.
I don't believe you.
The door opens and Harold Saxon, leader of the Saxon clan, drags Billy into the room.
Brought you two some female company. Don't get too attached. She's been turning a few heads.
You're disgusting.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Harold chains Billy up with the others.
We'll be back for you tomorrow morning.
Harold leaves the room, locking the door behind him. Edward notices the worried look on Billy's face.
Don't worry, Billy. Everything's going to be fine. You just need...
Enough with all that faith shit. A moment ago, you were going on about Alice and Billy escaping. Billy also got captured, and Alice is probably dead.
Alice escaped. We arrived at the market.
You two made it there yourself?
Yeah, we got attacked by Vikings. I held them off while Alice escaped.
You did good, Billy. Alice can get back to Sanctuary.
We found Whiskey Val. She told us that Sanctuary got attacked. The place is now controlled by Vikings.
Edward pauses as he processes the new information.
Alice is out there. This is meant to happen. Just need faith.
Hi everyone. Sad times, I'm afraid. One of my runners, he actually asked me never to mention him on the radio, and I've kept his wish. But if I don't mention him now, I think I'd be dishonoring his memory. His name was Davis. He was 46, and he'd had a good life, which was recently cut far too short. He volunteered to go off to the lighthouse. Me and a few runners, including Davis, had a few bottles of red wine one night and had the idea to get the lighthouse fortified. Start trying to take the land back from the Vikings. And when we woke up the next morning, we didn't give it a second thought, except for Davis. He said he'd go off, get it fortified, and send a message over. I'm long overdue for the message. I don't know what happened to him, but since the lighthouse is in Rage Clan territory, I think the Vikings got him.
And up next, we've got Davis's favorite song, "Don't Stop Loving Like You Do."
This one is for you, Davis.
Don't stop loving like you do, 'cause darling, you're the...
As the sun begins to rise and Gilbert wakes up in the living room, wrapped up in the newly purchased sleeping bag, to dog meat licking his face.
Get off me.
She likes you.
Well, I don't like her.
Gilbert gets up and turns the radio on.
I hate that song.
Ugh, it's not that bad. Davis likes that song.
Who's Davis?
A person who died trying to fortify a lighthouse.
How do you know that?
There was a guy on the radio talking about it.
Gilbert looks over to see Annabelle on the floor, working away on a pile of armor. Brush in her right hand, the cans of paint next to her, with their lids off.
What are you doing?
I had an idea in the middle of the night, and I went back to get the Viking clothes.
By yourself? Someone's getting brave.
Dogmeat came with me, and I had a weapon. So, I'm not worried, but if anything happened, I could always run back here.
Not if you encounter something that's faster than you.
Like what?
Bloodsuckers can fly faster than you, badgers are swifter than they look, toads are a nightmare. Slimy bastards.
Dread fills Annabelle's face at the thought of how little she knows about the wasteland. Gilbert looks back at Annabelle's Viking armor.
What's your plan?
I once escaped because I was disguised as a Viking. We'll use the armor to sneak in unnoticed. We just need to change it from red to white.
With what?
There were some paint cans at the back door, and then I just started painting the parts white. What do you think?
With the finishing touches done, Annabelle steps back from the armor laid out on the floor. Alice comes down the stairs and joins the others.
Alice, how long until we get there?
End of the day.
Well, we better get moving.
Back inside Ghost Clan's base, Edward, Bradley, Billy and assistants wait chained up in their room. Except for assistants. They all have tired, exhausted looks on their faces from the events from the past week. Ghost enters the room followed by a couple of Vikings, bringing water and a little food for their prisoners.
Welcome back.
What have you done with my daughters, you fucker?
They're dead.
I know that. Their bodies. Where are their bodies?
We burned them. There's nothing left.
I am going to fucking kill you. But before I do, I am going to make you suffer.
I've got some matters to take care of. I'll be back later.
Oh, by all means. Take your time. We're not going anywhere.
A sinister smile breaks out on Ghost's face. He leaves the room, locking the door. Ghost turns to one of the Vikings.
I want you to guard this room.
Yes, boss.
You're not scared, are you? They're in chains.
They've got an assaultron. From what I've heard, they're killing machines.
It's being programmed not to kill. It's one of a kind.
Ghost walks away, leaving the Viking to guard the room alone.
Assistants, can you please remove my chains?
Affirmative.
Assistance moves its arms apart, breaking free from its chains. Moving over to Edward, Assistance breaks his chains in its hands. Edward stands up, removes the remaining pieces of his chains, and rubs his wrists.
Why haven't we done that before?
Keep quiet. They probably have Vikings guarding the door. Bradley, I only got the idea recently. Assistance will help us as long as no one gets hurt. Ghost didn't shut her down thinking she couldn't kill. However, there's other ways she can help.
Edward holds up his hands, showing the lack of chains.
She? You're calling that thing a she?
It's better than saying it or thing.
I like it. She's one of us. We should treat her with respect.
Assistance stands motionless during the whole conversation.
Respect? It's a killing machine.
No, it's not. Assistance, can you remove my chains?
Affirmative.
Assistance moves towards Billy and frees her from her chains.
Thanks, Assistance.
You're welcome.
Bradley, you can be free of your chains. You just have to ask assistance. We have to plan what to do now. Assistance, Let us know if anyone is about to come through the door.
As dusk begins to set, Ghost and Harold sit in Ghost's office drinking away. The room is mostly bare. A single clean bed in the corner, with a table and terminal against the wall.
You have to admit, an alliance between our two clans would help the both of us.
It would be beneficial.
See? You want it, I want it. So why are we talking for hours?
We need to be on the same page. Go over every detail. It will pay off in the long run. What's the first thing you'll do if we join forces?
Raven Clan stands between us. Getting rid of them makes us stronger. No point in being an alliance if we're not neighbors.
You're thinking too small. They stand with a joint enemy either side. We get them to join. The more clans we get, the stronger we become.
You want to unite the clans?
With recent events. If that's what I have to do, I'll do it.
What are you going to do with the prisoners?
Find the last one. The ones we have don't have what I need.
Night has arrived. Without a single cloud in the sky, the full moon lights the surrounding area. Annabelle, Gilbert, Dogmeat, and Alice arrive outside Ghost Clan's base. They hide among the rubble of a destroyed building. The exposed pipe among the rubble acts as a hole in the earth, leading towards Howard's water treatment plant. Annabelle carries her Viking armor, not having put them on yet, but choosing to wear her blank armor. Alice doesn't have the blue backpack, choosing to leave their supplies hidden back inside the house for the return journey. Gilbert lifts his binoculars up, scanning the area around the building.
This is it.
I can't see any Vikings. They could be hiding in the shadows.
What's the best way in there?
Front door is right over there. We escaped through an old pipe. I can show you the entrance.
Annabelle thinks about what to do.
I don't know.
What do you mean, you don't know?
I thought I could do this, but I'm not sure that I can. Super mutants, I couldn't do that. You saved us, Gilbert. I don't think that I can.
Me and Alice will go through the old pipe. You take Dogmeat through the front door dressed as the Viking. Anything happens and she'll have your back. Once we're done, get back to the house. We know there's supplies there.
Annabelle looks Gilbert in the eyes.
Thanks, Gilbert. You two get going. I'll get changed.
Alice and Gilbert walk over dirt towards the exposed pipe. They jump down the cracked hole and walk towards Ghost Clan's base. Dogmeat keeps guard, while Annabelle swaps her armor for the Viking armor. Further down the road, Claw makes his way along the path, smelling the air.
Human. Ghoul. Mutt.
Hi, it's Buddy again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy our content, then consider supporting us through Patreon, where you can get a bunch of rewards and cool stuff and keep up to date with what's going on. And don't forget to follow and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter for all of our future content. And just to let you know, this was performed by a group of amazing voice actors, not including me. And all of the links are in the descriptions below. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Don't stop loving like you do, 'cause darling, you're the only star that's shining in the sky. And girl, tonight I know you'll shine brighter than the moon. I want to